Royal Diamond is too loyal. Guys, I'm back with another video. I'm going to be reacting to this animation from Meet My Story. It's called Dead Left Us, but came back when we got rich with mom. That's messed up. Their dad came back when they got rich with mom. That's straight gold digger. But before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button, guys.
Running through an unfamiliar neighborhood at night is not the most pleasant experience. I took a wrong turn a couple of times, and now I was wandering down the same streets. On top of that, I had to hide from angry dogs, and all because he was chasing me and almost keeping up with me. Katniss, daughter, wait a minute, listen to me. You're not a father to me. Leave me alone. I'll tell Mom everything. It was hard to scream because of the lump in my throat. This situation hurt me so much that I didn't hold my tears back, but I couldn't stop. My own father had done things that are disgusting to talk about. I am Katniss, and this is my story of how my father abandoned us and only came back when we got rich. Now, I had to get to my mom fast to tell her everything. Once again, a dog jumped out in front of me. How many of them are there? It barked loudly at me. Frightened, I found nothing better than to bark back. Unexpectedly, the dog ran away. If I were in her place, I would have done the same.
She speak dog language or something?
There was very little time left. I had no choice but to take a shortcut. I ran in a straight line through the cornfield, and I got lost in the tall stalks. Now, either my father will find me, or a flying saucer will take me away. The aliens will abduct me and experiment on me. But it's better than seeing my lying father again. And once upon a time, we had a family. And I thought we were the happiest family in the world. I had no idea what was really going on. Years ago, we were very poor. For example, I, as the smallest one, slept in the closet. It was warm and dry. I considered the big closet to be my private room, and my pets were two big bugs. And even those cockroaches were more human than my father. He abandoned us.
Find a fresh frame of mind at Planet Fitness for $1 down. So while you see a treadmill, you also see a fast lane to more.
Because of this poverty, he made up some stupid excuse and left. My mom cried for days on end, and I used to comfort her.
Dang, sometimes I just wonder, like, are you really a man if you up and leave your wife and your kid? Like, that's, like, nah, like, you definitely still a little boy.
To survive and feed me, my mother had to work 2 jobs. At the same time, she was learning to draw because she had a talent which she had not developed before due to lack of time. She painted at night in order to find a high-paying job. That's how we survived, and we didn't know where Dad was. My mother tried to avoid talking about him at all. When we went through another difficult period of extreme poverty, we'd do anything just to get something to eat. Here, Katniss, eat this. It's almost real soup, Mom said. Thank you, Mommy. I smiled, though in fact it was disgusting to even look at the plate. It was salt water and bread. One day, however, Mommy was suddenly contacted by a company. They liked the drawings she sent in. Mom was offered an internship, and of course she accepted. Every night, Mom would draw, and I would take a nap next to her. She looked terrible in the morning since she hardly slept at all. But all of these efforts paid off because Mom, after all, got a job. Within a matter of 2 years, our life had changed dramatically. We got a big house and a cool car, and I got my own room instead of a closet. Now, my mom wasn't just drawing pictures. She started working on big blockbusters.
Yeah, so, okay, she was, basically her room was a closet. That closet had to have been small, like so small. Oh my gosh, I don't see how she could have did that, but.
Because she became a professional CG artist. She's making a lot of money now, and everything was going great for a few years. But then one day, there was a knock on our door. Can I help you?
What'd he do? See her on TV or see her in a newspaper or something or on social media and say, hey, that's my ex-wife. I need to find her because she got money and I need some. Like, that's
a thin man
that's
on the
what I
doorstep.
take from
I
it.
thought his face looked familiar. Hello, daughter. He stepped forward with a smile, and I suddenly remembered. I quickly shut the door, and it hit the familiar stranger right on his lying nose. You have the wrong house, I muttered. Daughter, it's me. It's your daddy. I've missed you so much. I don't have a dad. He left us. but I had to do it. Almost crying, he shouted from behind the door. And then my mother came to the noise.
You
I
ain't
was
had to
afraid,
do
more
nothing.
than
You coulda
anything, that
stayed
she
by
would
they
let him in the
side.
house. But she told my father that he was not welcome here. However, I noticed how meeting him changed our lives. I was sure that this unpleasant incident was forgotten, but after a few days, I began to notice my mother's strange behavior. Every night she was chatting with someone on the phone with a happy smile. She started giving me more pocket money, even bought me the coolest electric scooter.
Right. Who her mom getting all giggly-eyed with?
But that's when I started to worry, when I started to feel a stranger's presence in the house. While I was at school, someone was definitely visiting because some of the things were out of place. Some things were disappearing, and that's when I decided to.
Is she seeing her dad again? That's what I'm thinking. Like, come on now. She let him back in just like that, but come on now. Put two and two together. You got money now, and all of a sudden he comes back.
To interrogate my mother. Mom, what's going on? Are you seeing someone? No. Why do you even think that? With a casual smile, Mom picked up her cup of tea and then suddenly dropped it. Looking at the brown puddle on the white carpet, she just smiled. And then I realized what was going on. Mom, are you in love? I jumped up. Yes, Katniss, she said,
With who, though?
staring dreamily out the window. And I was on my way to the store for cake and other goodies. This is a big event. It needs to be celebrated. When I set the table, my mom started talking about her boyfriend. Oh, how great he was according to her stories. I thought for sure he would make my mom happy. Then mom said that her boyfriend was coming to visit us soon. And imagine how shocked I was when I saw my dad on the
I knew it.
doorstep again. Stop trying. Mom has a boyfriend who definitely won't leave her in the lurch. Daughter, we need to talk. Dad made a move, but I stepped away firmly. I have nothing to talk to you about. Go away. We are waiting for a guest. Darling, Mom looked out of the kitchen with a smile.
I knew
Peter
it. I
is
knew
our
it.
guest. What? He is your boyfriend? My scream almost made the glasses on the table burst. Do you think I cared enough to deal with all of this? Of course I didn't. I slammed the door to my room so hard that the doorknob was left in my hand. My parents tried to get me to come out, and I was crying hysterically like a hurt little girl, screaming for them to leave me alone. How could my mother ever forgive him? We almost ended up on the street because of poverty. Where was he then? Why didn't he show up until now? We don't need him. When the hysteria went away, I thought he came back for a reason. He must want something from us because we're rich now. No, I'm not going to let him take advantage of us, and I'm going to find out what he's up to. Dad came to live with us, and I started following him, and literally a couple of days later, he got caught. It was just the two of us, and I noticed he was suspiciously examining every corner of the house. He must be looking for a safe with money in
Right.
it. Yes, we have one, and my father probably knows about it. I
trying
immediately
to
caught
take
it
the
on
money
camera,
and
and
dip
then I
back
ran
out.
straight to my mom's office. I showed her the video and tried to talk her into going home. Come on, let's go. You have to kick him out. He's changed his ways, Katniss. He's sorry for what he did,
No,
but
come
I still
on.
managed to convince
She's
her.
being-
When he came
oh
home
my
unexpectedly, we saw my father dismantling a niche in the wall. There you are. I burned him with my gaze. There's no safe. Don't try it. What safe? What are you talking about, Katniss? Dad sat up in surprise. Explain that to the cops, I smiled. The wiring in this place is unsafe. Your house could have burned down if I hadn't smelled it. Dad stepped away from the niche in the wall, and I saw a toolbox and wire sticking out. Unconvincing. He sure is pretending to care so much. He tried to explain to me how he'd suffered without us when he left the family, but circumstances kept him from coming
He-
back. I
he
didn't
put his
even
up to it.
listen to his
He
excuses
was
and
the one
waited
to
for
lead.
a chance to find out what he was really up to. And then, one day, I got onto something. I happened to notice that my father was looking at our antique clock. Then, all of a sudden, he took a pic, called someone.
What if he's trying to sell stuff in their house to make money? Because, you know, rich people be having stuff that costs thousands of dollars.
Yeah, would you take it? How much would it cost? Agreed. After saying that, he put the watch in a
Oh, yeah, I knew it.
bag and left. What a heinous thief. I immediately called the cops and reported the theft and who
He
had done
trying to
it.
find
Cops
stuff to
were quick,
sell,
but
or
it didn't make me feel any better. Instead of a thank you, I got a warning for making a false call. Turns out, my father had called an antique dealer who was supposed to fix the clock. That's what my mother asked him to do. But that wasn't all. A couple of days later, I heard the terrible news. Mom and Dad decided to get married again. No, you can't. No, I screamed. I didn't want Mom to make the same mistake again. And just after that news,
She
I
married
noticed
him
that Dad
again?
was always talking to someone on the phone and going somewhere every Tuesday and Thursday. One day, he said into the phone, "I love you, Rosie." Who the hell is Rosie? In anticipation of the scandal, my palms
Right,
even
who's
itched.
Rosie?
That's it, Daddy. I'll bring to light all your lies. So
Let me find out he got another kid by somebody else.
once again, when he was about to go see Rosie, I hid in the back seat of the car. He didn't see me, and we drove to the suburbs. All my expectations came true. I saw a whole family greeting my father. A young woman hugged him and kissed him on the cheek. Meanwhile, the father handed her the briefcase. "Peter, I can't take that much money," said the woman as she opened the case. "You are my family. I can't leave you in this position." My heart almost stopped. Is this his real family? He stole money from us to give to this woman when we ate water and bread. He wasn't trying to help us. I got so fired up that I jumped out of the car, ran up to them, and started screaming like a madwoman. I don't remember exactly what I was yelling, but Rosie even covered her son's ears. And then I rushed home to tell my mom everything. That's where the story began. I tried to run away from my father, but he caught me after all. "Katniss, we need to talk." He looked at me pleadingly. "Get away from me. I
That
don't
his
want to
other
see
family?
you." "Yeah, it was my fault. I was afraid we were going to end up on the street, and I ran away like a coward. I wanted to come back to you, but then your grandfather died. Grandma was left alone. I couldn't leave her." I didn't want to listen to him, but Dad kept talking, and with each word he spoke, the story got more and more touching. It turned out that Rosie was his half-sister. When Grandpa died, Grandma met a new
Oh.
love many years later. Rosie is
His
that man's
half-sister?
daughter. It so happened that Rosie was raising all of her children by herself. Meeting her was what made Daddy admit his mistakes and come back to us. And the money he gave her was given by my mom to help Rosie's family. All this time, my father had been helping them, and ashamed that he didn't do the same for us. "I don't need the money. The most important thing to me is your forgiveness." Dad squeezed my hand and cried.
Oh,
I
wow.
couldn't say anything back at that moment, but my
So he
father's
didn't get
story
back with them for
really
the money?
moved me.
Wow. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be back for more.